Go ahead and get started. Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on what we hope to be an educational webinar series with Silicon Valley Advantage. Silicon Valley Advantage is an accelerator, technology and life sciences accelerator located in the Bay Area, East Bay, specifically in Pleasanton, Dublin area. And we assist startups and new products to come to the US market from around the world, as well as, of course, US companies. A number of new products that have been developed to manage COVID and pandemics like COVID are of particular interest as schools, airports, stadiums, and variety of public areas with large audience and population are trying to open safely. We hope that some of these products that we will be introducing today will be serving some of the current needs of the environment we're living in. And I am here joined with Bob O'Donnell, our application engineer, Sam, our project manager and operations director, as well as technical support and product experts and our sales team. Our plan is to start the webinar with a short video that really shows the power of one of the products that we are introducing today, followed by a live demonstration that Bob O'Donnell will do with a live demo of how these smart glasses function. And then we have a couple of PowerPoint slides to show you of a different version of the same product. So the first product is what we're calling smart glasses. Essentially is a temperature and infrared camera that is in the form factor of glasses. It can be worn on regular glasses that people wear. It can be attached. And the value of having it in a glasses form is that as the head turns, it obviously changes the view angle of the traffic coming through a gate or through school or through any facilities entrance. The value of these products, as many of you have experienced if you're going to hospitals nowadays or any place of business, usually the temperature and fever of people entering the facility is taken one at a time, and the person that is taking the temperature has to come really close to their audience in order to take the correct temperature. The problem that these products that we are introducing today are solving is it allows for normal flow of traffic, and it can take monitor the temperature and fever of multiple people all at once from a considerable distance. So with that, we will start with the video, and at the end, we certainly encourage you and would look forward to the Q&A and your participation, questions, and comments. Sam?
So I think, Bob, you're gonna narrate this.
Yes. So in this particular video clip, they will be looking back and forth between two different people. You'll see the software identify the person, put a temperature on them, and then when he turns to the other one, it will jump to them and then back and forth. So you can see that the temperature is both the same and the acquisition and display is very quick. Go ahead, Sam. Okay, in this one, it's going to demonstrate the camera looking at the same person, the gentleman in the gray shirt, both indoors and outdoors, and there's no calibration needed. It automatically adjusts to the environment around it. You'll see it's actually even more efficient than A lot of cameras are in an upcoming one, but they're just going to compare these two people together. And please note that the view of the picture in picture is not what you see. In the camera, in the actual camera eyepiece, what you see is either the infrared or the video, not both. Go ahead, Sam. All right, now on this one, the gentleman will be stepping forward towards the camera. When you're moving, the face recognition loses track of it for a moment and then refocuses and measures again. But I'm not sure why it's losing track in this video, because when I tested that, it never did lose track. As long as it could see a face, it stayed on it the whole time. So go ahead, Sam. And you can note the temperature stays the same as they move in. Okay, now this one actually demonstrates the effectiveness of the camera at handling temperature extremes. A lot of times when you get a very hot point in a video, in an infrared video, it will rescale the image to account for that higher temperature and lose detail. This does not. This maintains the detail and the viewing scale even when she has the hot coffee. Okay. You can see the square pop up on people's faces. Now this one is, they're going to be watching like you might be watching a crowd come into a school or entering a hospital. And notice every time the square pops up over a face, it actually puts a temperature there for you. It's recording that. Go ahead.
I think that's it for this one.
Yep. Thank you, Sam. So the glass form factor itself, you've already seen it. It's pretty straightforward. You just put it on. Now, because I wear glasses regularly, I'm just setting the frame over mine, but it can be attached to it. The other end is a USB connection that will plug into an Android phone and an optional power pack to give you up to 8 hours of battery life for this. The software will be sent to you directly. You'll download it on your Android phone, and it's actually very easy to go in through the setup. And here is a live video of the actual camera looking at me. So you can see the hot monitor up here next to me, and then my face comes up and it doesn't sense anything right now, but if I turn towards the camera, it recognized the face, it put the square around it, it measured the temperature. So as you move back and forth, it tends to keep very good track as you move in and out. It's good up to, I think, 12 meters, 10 meters, I believe 10 meters. So you can see again, very quick. On, it grabs it, I look away, I look across, and it grabs it almost right away. So those are the features. That's the actual hardware that we've got working here right now. Go ahead, Sam or Gloria.
Thank you. So as we indicated at the beginning, the live demo that Bob just did is the smart glasses form factor. It can be attached to regular glasses, or it comes with a frame where if somebody doesn't wear glasses, they can wear the glasses with the attachment. And again, the value of that is as the person that is monitoring the traffic, as their head moves, then their field of view moves with the glasses. So they're always looking at the incoming traffic. There is a stationary version of this product we're also offering to the market, and it's the one that you're seeing here. It's almost the size of a tablet. It can be installed at the entrance of any facility, the next slide, such as entrances to the airports, any facilities that you would like to have fences, etc., where the crowds are coming in, stadiums, schools, and it literally functions the same way. It can take the temperature with a normal traffic as people are walking by. It takes their forehead fever and temperature and reports it remotely. This can be monitored remotely from an office or wherever. This is obviously a wireless device, and it disseminates the information to wherever it's connected. And again, it's a face detection. It detects the person's face and the forehead, and takes the temperature of the forehead. So as Bob showed, or we showed in the video earlier, it can differentiate between a hot cup of coffee in your hand versus the person's forehead, and it measures the fever and the temperature of the forehead. The applications, range of applications, are all the ones we have been discussing. Obviously, hospitals, any building facilities, schools as they're opening, malls, hotels, airports, public transportation, hotels and resorts are the typical applications we expect, where there is a large crowd coming in, where again the normal traffic of people walking through is maintained. Nobody has to stop, nobody has to slow down, people don't bunch up, and yet their temperature and fever is monitored. Obviously, these applications and this monitoring of fever goes beyond just COVID right now. Essentially, every time people have any kind of infection, they will develop fever. So this can be really a health monitoring device, essentially, that can go beyond the COVID time and the pandemic we're living with right now. So with that, we're going to open it to Q&A, and happy to answer any questions that you might have. And then we'll share with you what are some of the typical questions that customers are asking. Any questions?
How easy is to install the equipment?
So the software is a link that installs directly onto your phone, and the equipment for the glasses literally just plugs into your phone once the application is running. So I'll let Gloria speak to the other piece of equipment.
So it is literally just plugging in, downloading the app. At the moment, the glasses version works on Android phones. Once the app is downloaded, it just connects to the glasses and it starts disseminating information. And if any entity is interested in collecting this information over time, so monitoring to see how well they're doing, if a number of people with COVID cases or fever is going down, etc. It's a wireless device. Like any wireless device, it can connect to a third server or place of storage or USB, where you can collect information about the traffic and the traffic that you're monitoring for a particular facility over time. And that is all local, so it's not going anywhere. It's not shared with anybody. It's not shared with a third party.
Thank you.
Gloria, this is Andy, the other Andy. I saw in some of the videos that there were people wearing masks. So I assume that the facial recognition can handle that. What if somebody is wearing a full face shield, like one of these clear shields? Is this?
I'm sorry, what if somebody's wearing what? Your voice is really
I'm sorry.
faint.
A full face shield, and so is it able to read their temperature if they're wearing it's a shield mounted on glasses frames, basically?
Good question. It obviously reads the temperature of the forehead, and that's where it focuses. And so a person wearing a mask is not a problem, but wearing a full face shield where the forehead is covered, it might cause some distortion. I'm not sure, but that's a very good question that we should try to get an answer to.
That is a great question. I will get an answer to that. I don't have one right now.
Yeah.
That's a really good question, though. We will get back to you directly on that.
Mhm.
Just a quick question. Is there a feature where when you're looking at a whole bunch of people at once, where let's say a temperature is out of a normal range, where maybe it shows red so that you can really key on it quickly instead of reading each number?
That actually is exactly what it does. The square that comes up in the video shows red, and it actually speaks into your ear through a small speaker in the stem of the glasses and tells you that there's an alert and what the temperature is. And then it's up to you to be watching. But you can also look at your phone and it'll show the face that came up with that with a red highlight as well. It's actually pretty intuitive. It's a well-done interface.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has alerts. It also has the feature where you can set the alert, the fever, or the temperature range that you want to detect. Any other questions?
Does the cost vary from each product?
I'm sorry? What was the question?
Does the cost vary from each product that you show?
A little bit. They're kind of at a low volume. The glasses form factor right now is priced at about $3,500 a unit. The tablet version is a little bit less expensive, probably around $3,000. But again, we offer volume discounts because we get volume discounts from the manufacturer.
And I'm sorry, I joined a little bit late, but it sounds like there's an Android app available. Is there a plan for iOS?
Yes, there is a plan for iOS. We don't know exactly how soon that's coming, and the product that is glasses and the glasses form factor, it's a few months out. On the tablet version, I believe will be sooner, but we will certainly keep you posted with that.
Thank you. And then the second question, I think it goes back to maybe it was Andy's question. It uses facial recognition also, is that correct?
It uses facial recognition. So in other words, it distinguishes whether it's looking at a person's face versus a cup of coffee that is hot, right?
Understood.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's not facial recognition, it's facial
Detection.
Detection.
Yeah, detection.
Sure.
Sorry, that's
Right.
the word I meant to use.
So in that case, that full face shield would not necessarily present an issue with the determination of face versus some other inanimate object. Is that correct?
That's correct. The only question we are not sure about is the sensor, the heat sensor. We're just wondering, because it's measuring the temperature of the skin, if the shield might cause some sort of a distortion.
Yeah.
Well, we will get that answer when we share this recorded video with you for sure.
Thank you.
We don't think it will, but we want to make sure that we're giving you the correct answer. So Greg, Andy, with some of the applications that Peter, you guys might have in mind, does this look like a good fit for the current environment and some of the environments you might be interested in?
I think it could. Hopefully you can hear me a little better. I'm not sure. Most of the environments that we deal with would probably be more interested in the fixed installation than in the glasses.
Mhm.
I'm thinking
Sure.
specifically about airports simply because they don't have the people available to be monitoring. They would probably be more interested in a system that's doing the passive monitoring and just alerting if it sees something.
Sure.
That's my first thought.
Okay. Well, that's why we're making both products available, because that's clearly not even stadiums and certain places, schools, etc. You may not want to always have a person right there at the gate, but yet be able to monitor remotely. Any other questions?
I have a quick question, Gloria. This is Henry. How readily available are these products as far as the delivery and let's say anywhere between 1 and 100 units? And then the other question I have is for Bob. You mentioned that at a distance or a close range it measures accurately. What's the minimum distance and what's the maximum distance if you know that it measures accurately?
So I'll answer the first part of your question, which is yes, these products are available for sale. They're already commercialized. They're used in a lot of countries and deployed extremely well, particularly in countries that have managed COVID quite well. Places like Taiwan, Singapore, New Zealand, etc. And as far as distance, I'll let Bob answer that. Bob?
I believe it's 1 to 10 meters. It handles less than 1 meter pretty well, but I haven't tested out beyond 10 meters. But it performed pretty well, across the large room.
Great, thank you.
Very good. Well, if there aren't any additional questions, we will follow up with each one of you with the recorded session of this webinar. We also encourage you to share it with colleagues and other people that might be interested in similar products. We intend to continue these educational webinars on a weekly or bi-weekly basis as we bring additional product, whether they're COVID related, tech related, security related, as we are a technology accelerator with access to a lot of new technologies. And this is a great venue to share the latest and the greatest that are being used in the market in variety of environments and addressing solutions to the current problems. They will be in cybersecurity and other areas as well. Sam is displaying the contact information. You can, beyond the webinar, you're welcome to send us email at the contact information Sam is displaying, as well as contacting your regional sales directors, of which two are on the call with us, Henry and Rich Robinson. If there aren't any other questions, we will end the webinar, and thank you so much for your participation. We look forward to having you on the next webinar.